Fairway podcast. You already know, man, it's your home for all things swaggy, all things just a little different in golf. We go beyond the scores and highlights to give you this game in a way that you don't get it usually. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Dougie Fresco. I'm alongside Will Lowry. Lil, how was your Easter week? Because we had a busy weekend with golf. I'll tell you what, man.
Man, you know, it was good. It was good prep, man, because all I did was just want to watch golf. You know, I got the whole ecosystem of golf, from kids to women to coming to the men's side with being in the Masters Week, girls, everything. So I saw the whole ecosphere of golf, and we're here, and I'm golfed up. Golf out.
I already know. Hey, it was a huge week. Hey, before we get to the Steph Curry interview, Steph came in here with us to knock it out for Masters Week. You know, it's a big week in golf. But before we even get to that, man, big week last week as well. Look, I don't know if my relationship, I don't know if my marriage was going to sustain yesterday's all the golf we watched. Because I woke up yesterday, Wills, I watched the drive, chip, and putt. I watched the hell, I can't even remember all the stuff that came on after that.
A&A Inspiration.
That was later. It was drive, chip, and putt. Then it was the Augusta National Women's Amateur. And then it was the Valero Texas Open. And then it was the A&A Inspiration. It was so much golf. Again, my wife looked at me like, so we're going to celebrate Easter, like, you know, it's
we're gonna celebrate Jesus
resurrection.
No. Yeah,
like
no,
you know what I'm saying? So
no.
I don't know, man. I might not make it after this one, bro.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we have Steph coming up into the building. You know, we're going to talk about everything. I can't wait to have these conversations. But in honor of Steph, I got my neon shoes that he sent me that I never wore. I think we know why. But
he gonna get you for that. He gonna get you for that.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, man, it was a lot of golf talk, man. A lot of golf news out there, and I can't say it, man. I was disappointed, man. It was all golf. So
hey, look,
be mad at that.
The first thing I do want to mention: how excited were you? I was like a little kid watching like the little micro children like at Augusta National on the 18th green yesterday. It was so cool to see the energy and the love for the game. I mean, so many players. I saw Justin Rose looking over. We saw Bubba Watson looking over. So JT was out there looking on to the drive, chip, and putt. So many winners, man. But those kids have to go through so much to get to Augusta. I'm just impressed by the love of the game, man. It kind of juiced me up a little bit to go out and practice and hit balls and chip and putt and all that kind of stuff, man. It was great.
Absolutely, man. And thing about it was, you know, I call him Uncle Pete. I'm talking about Peter Jacobson. Uncle Pete was on the ones and twos, and I can tell that he was really enamored by these kids, because I feel like his cadence and his voice was changing. Like, and I know he's a professional, but I was like, man, it's about to go down, man. Is this guy gonna make this play? Come on, Henry Guam, let's go. And so, but yeah, I mean, you see these kids, and like just kind of going back to what you just mentioned, the kids who are there are supposed to be there, like, because you saw some great talent. You saw some great action on the ball, and I just mentioned Henry Guam. Man, that swing right there, man. I wish I could have that action. Like,
we already know your disposition, Mister. I hold it upside down and backwards. Hey, then we got into the Augusta National Women's Amateur playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just I enjoyed seeing the playoff and what it meant to these girls that. I mean, how great is it to play at Augusta A and to get a chance to hoist the trophy? So big shout out to Supside Kajitani for her play this week. You know, coming down the stretch, she held it down, man, and that's why she got to hoist the hardware.
Yeah, anytime you get a chance to see a playoff in such a illustrious and huge event, it always makes it that much easier to watch. So hence why I couldn't step away from the couch so easily, because I just got lost and got involved.
And then we swing it over to Texas. Jordan Spieth takes. Is he back, Will? Is he back? I don't know. He's something. He's a winner again.
Hey, we saw this thing trending, man, ever since that's 61 over at Scottsdale a couple months back. That right there was the beginning of the descending of Jordan Spieth. So I can't wait till what we got going on this week.
1,351 days had elapsed between Jordan Spieth victories on the PGA Tour. Jordan Spieth, welcome back to the victory circle. And then we swing it all the way out to Rancho Mirage, or the A&A Inspiration, where Patty Tavatanik, and she just said, you know what? I'm gonna lead this thing from wire to wire, and nobody's messing with me.
4 days of being the leader. You know how hard that is.
Hey, man.
In a major, 4 days.
Let me go
of
get
being
this.
the leader, and it was so funny. I thought it was such a show maturity in her game, who she is as a person, and knowing herself and what makes her tick. Is that I saw every question was asked. Hey, did you happen to watch Lydia Ko and her 62 and all the things she was doing? And she's like, no, I didn't see the leaderboard. I don't know anything about Lydia Ko. What I'm going to do is go home and watch Golf Channel and then see what Lydia Ko did. I'm paraphrasing,
Hey,
but yeah,
I will say this. We're going to get into this Steph Curry interview. Steph had some things to say about Jordan Spieth that I don't know if a lot of people are ready for. But, hey, let's go ahead and get to this Steph Curry interview, Will. Let's go Beyond the Fairway on Masters Week with the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Curry. Man, Beyond the Fairway, Will and I are back. Special Masters edition of the show. And y'all already see who's with us. We got Will's man, my man, Stephen Curry in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's happening? That's exactly how I get introduced everywhere. I'm Will's guy.
That's it. I thought you were the pride of. I thought Will was the pride of Charlotte until I realized that you were grew up in Charlotte. So Will's a little hurt about that, but it's okay. It's all right.
They still call me. They still call me first for appearances, so you can still keep me as a player. I'm okay with that.
I appreciate you turning them down so you leave something for me.
There you go.
Hey, Steph, I got a question for you real quick because I've seen you introduce yourself as Steph and Stephen. Like, how are we supposed to address you? Which name do you go by, and when are you Steph and when are you Stephen?
I'll even add a third option there at the end, but I think Stephen is always the go-to until I got to college. And then my college coach at Davidson, Bob McKillop, he, for some reason, I don't know if he got tired of calling my name in my freshman year because I was making so many mistakes. He just kept saying Steph. So that kind of stuck. But if you really, really know me and you want to get under my skin a little bit, you go with Wardell. So there's 3 options there. Stephen, if you just, I kind of know what the relationship is. If you go with Wardell, that means we go way back.
Yeah, that's why we'll call you that. Oh, okay. We'll be like, we got Wardell coming in. I'm like, who this is? Wardell Curry. But you the second, though, so we got that in common. You know what I mean?
Respect. Yeah.
Now look. We got to get this in the air real quick, get it out. Because I've heard that you have asked Will for help with your golf game. Now, we all know how Will plays golf, upside down and backwards. All right? That's just what it is. So I got to ask you, you've mastered the three-point shot, but yet you go to Will for swing advice. You got to give me some context here, Steph.
I mean, I'm just trying to get better. I think once you get out on the course and obviously I can play, I got some talent, but I get lost at times. I get lost. I get a little in my own head, and Will is Johnny on the spot to kind of get me right. He's got a great way of introducing some concepts that honestly just make me, it's not mechanical. It just makes me, have a good feel. It makes me a little bit more confident out there. My favorite one is the grip pressure. That's the one that I take and I've like copyrighted for myself. Sorry, Will.
All right.
So anybody who's like a beginner into it, like how you hold the club, I'm like, it's a scale of 0 to 10. 0 means your club's falling out your hand, and 10 means you're gripping the life out of it. You got to find your 4. Find your 4. Find your 4, and then you're good. And I tell that to everybody. They're like, "Oh, that's crazy!" Like, I know what my 4 is now.
it's so funny, Doug. Like when we play, and it's not always at a 4. I'm like, there go Wardell right there. That's not Steph because when you see Steph strike the ball, Doug, it's almost like tour-ish. Like it's almost like tour-ish. And think about it. Only thing about it, Doug, is that I think Steph think he can hold me. I think he thinks he can beat me on the course. I don't. The times we play, I don't know if you ever got me. You never got me, have you?
I've got. I remember the day. Long view.
Okay, let's get to it.
First
in
time playing the
Charlotte,
course.
North Carolina. Who cares? You're a
It doesn't
professional.
matter.
What do you
No,
mean?
you
First
never.
time playing the course, just because it's my home track don't mean nothing.
Okay, he may have
I
beat.
remember we had to go to 19 holes though. I do know that because I got a nice little up and down on one, which is the 19th hole.
I kind of remember that. I kind of remember that.
I know you remember that.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Doug. He's beaten me, but he never beat me. You know what I'm saying? If that make any sense? It does make sense. Let's go. Let's move forward.
No,
He's never beaten me.
I don't know what that means. He's never. It's like, is that like
know.
scratching on the 8 ball? Like, can you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I lost, but you didn't beat me. Like, is that how that is, Will? Like,
I mean, it's not counting as an L in my book. But if he wants to put a W in his book, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Okay,
I'm cool.
That's fine. Stephen, tell me something. Growing up, I know you and your pops play golf together a lot. I'm a bit jealous about that. Two brothers out there on the golf course. But tell me a little bit about how you balance like AAU, recruiting and then trying to play golf, because you play at a high level, though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it was always just my go-to, in between, obviously school, basketball, play AAU baseball, around the time that I started playing golf. But it was really chasing my dad. Like anytime, he had a free moment, he was going to the course. So I started out just driving the cart with a little sawed-off putter, and he let me go. And then eventually found the game for myself, started to play. Obviously basketball, and from the time I was 13, which was the only sport I really played, and it was the focus. But I was always searching for that, free couple hours to go to the course and play, because I could keep my competitive streak going out there with who I was playing with, but it was also just competing against myself. So it was a nice little blend and balance there. And then in high school, in the spring after high school basketball season, right before AAU, I was on the school golf team for 3 years, my freshman, sophomore, and senior year. So, that's like a little known fact. People are like, "Yo, I played competitive golf in high school." I didn't know what the hell I was doing my first 2 years when I was out there, but my senior year, I was the number one. So let's say we didn't go that far if I'm your number one in high school, but we. It was nice to claim. I claimed that spot for 1 year.
What year did you finally start to put some time and work in to start practicing? And was that like
you talking about golf?
Golf. When did you start putting some practice in the golf?
It was probably like 13, 14, when I actually knew what I was doing well enough to try to get better. So
Right.
See, he's so used to basketball questions, Will. He don't realize this is golf. This is golf.
I know. It's like
100%.
Bro,
golf.
you be free in golf right now. This is no hoop. I mean, we know what's going on over there, so we don't care about
it's
that.
like middle of the season over here. I'm like, I can.
Yeah, this is not beyond the half court. This is beyond the fairway. but so when did it come to the point to where, man, I'm starting to see my hard work pay off in golf? Like, when did it see man, if I pull over time, man, I can start seeing some residuals? Well,
that was the question. Like, now I get that question a lot, is if I put as much time into golf as I did into basketball growing up, could I, try to play professional? And I take that question very seriously, because I know, the talent and the work and the grind to get to that level. So it's not like I can just wake up and be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to be a professional golfer. But with the natural talent I had and as much as I played in high school, I didn't really practice that much. I just played as much as I could. But the thoughts do kind of, rattle around up there, how far I could have taken it if golf was the main thing, middle school, high school type of vibe. So who knows? We'll never know.
Yeah.
I would, I felt like I would have been scratching the surface. Let's say the grind and the will that I have in basketball, I could take it out there and figure it out. So I mean, it's a good alternate ending. I don't know. We'll never see that movie.
well, let me ask you this question, and I think we all want to know, because I don't know if there's a clear answer. When the sun sets on your career, will you make a real push to try to get on some type of tour? I mean, has that escaped your thought process at all?
Gonna be Steph Romo.
We'll do another Beyond the Fairway with Aisha, and we'll ask that question.
Okay, there you go. Hell no.
All right.
Hell no.
We definitely gonna bring her back in here. That's for sure.
Right.
And Riley.
If I get the green light from both of them, then hell yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Right. I can see Riley even swinging a golf club too, though. So like that might work out actually.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So Steph, I know you were a huge family man, a man of faith, but what I want to know is I want to talk SC30 and Inc. What it is, what it's designed to do, because this is what I found interesting. When you go to the website, sc30.com, it says in bold, disrupt culture, transform lives, and this is what got me, ruin the game.
Yeah.
My question is, what is the game? Because it's like, to me, everything golf, right? The game is golf, but I know, for you, it's like a whole lot of stuff. But what does ruining the game mean?
It takes a lot of different forms, and to your point, the game could be anything. Inside of sports, outside, in the venture world, we're doing a lot of things. In the media landscape, we're doing a lot of things. In the foundation, philanthropic world. So SC30 Inc. incorporates kind of a multifaceted approach to my off-court, presence and platform to continue to inspire the next generation, create opportunities for those that don't have them currently, and to your question, ruining the game and thinking differently about how we do that. And so, we've been on this effort for about 3 years now, and we have a lot to show for it. It's pretty awesome to know from my media company, Unanimous, down in LA. We've got an amazing portfolio of stuff happening. Starting to build our team. We had a great partnership with Sony there. Me and Aisha's foundation, Eat, Learn, Play, has been an amazing. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of success because the need is just so dramatic, especially during this pandemic, in terms of food insecurities, the access to the quality education, and creating safe spaces to play, for kids, especially rooted. There's a lot of need there. You looked at some of the investment stuff, and that's huge for us because there's a lot of startup companies that are doing some amazing things to try to, solve a lot of issues. And, as you invest, you try to find other ways to incorporate that company's strategies and missions into the other things that we're doing and uplift and help storytell around that as well, and add value there. And then in terms of, all the my brand partners and things that help, tell my story and help raise the platform, I'm trying to think differently about who we partner with. So there's a lot of great things happening. We're still babies in the process, obviously 3 years in, but it's just setting up hopefully years and years and years of impact, even when the basketball stops bouncing and the golf ball starts flying a little bit more.
So I really want to know, how is SC30 going to ruin the golf culture, the golf game? Talk about that a little bit.
I think as you start to ask questions and do your homework on where the opportunity gap is in the game and getting more representation in the game, that's what we're trying to do. I have a brand called Underrated that, it kind of is the expression of my basketball journey, being a 3-star high school recruit, kind of overlooked, not really targeted by the high major D1 programs, but my story was my story, and I own that. And now we're reaching back into, the next generation to find those 3-star recruits, to give them a platform to create scholarships and to do that. We're trying to now pivot that into the golf world, where there's so much talent. I think, at that early stage level, especially in the Black community and the underrepresented communities, and they get left behind because of access and support and equipment and coaching and, even just the access to get to courses and just play and be around the right people. And so we're trying to fill that gap and be that support that can create a pipeline and get more representation on the tour, but also create, you look at Howard Golf, which is something I've supported and tried to bring back into the D1 program. We've created scholarships through that program and created a kind of a North Star of this is where golf could take you. We're not talking about professional. We're just talking about getting you into college to further your education. So that's what we're trying to do. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. And we're trying to figure out, the right way. But I know that there are a lot of people that are interested in supporting and participating and being a part of the solution. And hopefully I can use my basketball kind of journey to then, pivot into golf to say this is how we're creating opportunity and look back and see, how many kids are going to be, impacted by this.
So you talked about Howard. Currently there are 25 teams that are currently in the HBCU realm that has a golf program. And as of the last 8 years, 15 of them went down, right? Mm-hmm. So what can we do to, or how can we continue conversations about replicating what you did? Maybe get other people who have a similar platform to what you have to maybe attach themselves to another HBCU school or in their program. So what are some of the ways that we can do that, you think?
I mean, first, it's just about awareness. Even the stat that you just threw out, like how many people actually know about that? How many people know or don't know that, one, how incredible HBCUs are across our country, two, the successful people that have gone through, those campuses and done amazing things in the world. But three, how many people are passionate about golf and that opportunity to be there? We just need people to support it. And what I've done for Howard and trying to create an endowment there is special, and that you can create a template of what that looks like at other schools. You even looked at when I played in the match with Tom and with Phil and Chuck and Peyton. Like that was 5 hours of national broadcast, television that was all about HBCUs. And so I don't know if that happens without, what we did with Howard and creating, that awareness. So it's an ongoing process, but you have to do your homework, do your research and be intentional about, what you can do for those HBCUs because the opportunity is there. And we're creating those relationships and building that network so that it's a little bit easier.
As a graduate of FAMU myself, I played golf at the University of Louisville, transferred to Florida A&M. But when I transferred, and this is a true story, they actually cut the golf program due to financial strain at FAMU. So during that season, they honored my scholarship to come down to FAM, but hell, I'm leaving Kentucky. Luckily, I had an opportunity to go to University of Kentucky and work for the men's basketball team with Tubby Smith there. But as a person that understands the financial strain of HBCU golf, having been on both sides of the ball, high level D1, high level HBCU, we know the strain. So when those announcements came out, Steph, like just brother to brother, dude, I was so excited. I was so excited that you use your platform, you use your own cash to really prop up this university. Now, my question is why Howard, of all the kind of schools? Why didn't you go to FAMU, man? Hold us down. Like, how did that come about?
That's just personal relationships. I went to Howard a little over 2 years ago. This is kind of how the ecosystem works when I was talking about SC30 Inc. We were there with Unanimous to do a screener for a documentary called Emmanuel that we had just launched about, the shootings that happened in Charleston back in 2016. And while we were there, we did a screener, we did a panel talking about, gun violence and faith and forgiveness and the themes of the documentary. And after we had the screener, there's about 150 HU students in attendance, and this is pre-pandemic. They came down to the front right before I was leaving. I kind of went down the row and talked to each of the students that were there, and they all had some amazing ideas about things that they were passionate about. Somebody asked me about how to get in with designing my Under Armour shoes. Somebody came up and was talking about my foundation, ways to get plugged in, and then this guy Otis First in the fourth, he he is
Dope
a
name,
strong
by the
name,
way.
right? Yeah,
He got a dope
exactly.
name.
Talking about Wardell and Otis Ferguson the fourth. We got some power rangers. You got to figure out who's winning that one.
And we got a Clifford too. So that's
That sound like a Temptations names over here, man.
it sounds like the guys who got cut from the golf team.
100%. Otis came up and was like, "Hey, I've been on the Howard Club team, and he's been trying to position getting Division I golf back here at Howard, and we just chopped it up for about 5 minutes. I got his information, followed up with him a week or two later, and said, how can we get this done? And then we had buy-in from the top. Dr. Frederick, who runs Howard, he was Johnny on the spot, the athletic director as well. Carrie, they all were passionate about it. Let's get this done. Obviously, knowing that they could answer the financial question, which is one of the biggest ones, for everybody. And so from there, it just kind of happened. I had a lot of partners and people that stepped up to support. And again, they just played their first tournament last week down in William and Mary, and so it's actually real. It's happening, and
that's awesome.
And there's just a culture around Howard as well that I think has been received extremely well. And to your point, this is something that can be duplicated, replicated across other HBCUs as well.
And that's what that'd be so dope, man. I can just see, maybe Larry Fitzgerald attach himself to a Bethune-Cookman or
come to fam.
Or fam, whatever. But I just think what you did, and if you had that replicated, that can go all across the HBCU spectrum. But I want to touch something that you just mentioned, ELP, Eat, Learn, Play. You said, I just recently read that you guys are teaming up with Workday as far as with Jack Nicklaus and the Memorial. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Another relationship piece. Workday's been heavy in the golf game. They got a couple amazing players wearing the brand on the course and doing some amazing work in the community. But their CEO, Anil, he's been a huge supporter of Eat, Learn, Play. And he's so passionate about golf and passionate about, philanthropy and giving back and where the connection is on those two. And, we were trying to get a tournament out in the Bay Area. And there was some good momentum there to try to get a tournament happening out in our
tournament?
Hometown.
What kind of tournament?
An actual PGA tournament to get on the PGA schedule. But as those conversations started to happen, there was an opportunity to be a part of the Memorial. Obviously, it made Jack's course and the amazing work that him and his foundation have done in that tournament as a whole, and the response they get on the tour. So. In 2022, Workday will be, taking over the Memorial. There's a lot more information coming out on that, but just to know that, you have somebody like Anil who's passionate about golf, he's passionate about giving back, he's passionate about what me and Aisha are doing with our foundation. He's done an amazing job trying to, connect us, to the tour in a truly meaningful way that'll hopefully create, a legacy piece as we do the great work. So I'm excited about it, man. We all know how amazing the Memorial is as a tournament.
I used to caddy out there. I used to caddy at the Village, man, and that course ain't no joke. So shout out to the caddies at Deerfield Village.
I don't know which one. I don't know which one is more tough. Hosting your own PGA Tour event or filling the shoes of Jack Nicklaus.
That part.
Right. So which one has more pressure?
We're gonna find out.
Exactly.
Now, Steph, look, I gotta switch it up here because there's some video that's been floating around on social media. I had it texted to me. Brian Riley, can you go ahead and throw this video in here? Because now that we got Steph here, I want to see what happens now. Brian, go ahead and throw that up.
We'll stand in front though.
Just let this breathe for a minute.
I can't wait for that thing to go away.
It makes me so happy. Oh, it makes me so happy.
Steph, did you get Will into the training room after that to get his ankle taped, or what happened?
I mean, you can run it back and run it in slow mo. All his things, the right foot just starts sliding across the court like this. Yeah.
Had a boy on roller skates.
But the thing about it, so like, I mean, we know Steph's a decent basketball player. You know that, right?
He's decent. No, he's pretty good.
And
He's all right.
I knew every move was coming, and I my hand was in the right spots. It's just that I had to make a business decision. Do I crack the ankle or just fall down gracefully? And I left. But I mean, there was a couple of times when I had the rock as well. I mean, he really
made one shot. You made one shot.
But I did make one shot, but the previous two that you fouled me, it didn't allow me to make the other two shots.
We actually have that video, Steph. Hey, Brian.
Now roll that one.
Let's see Steph. Let's see Will flop. Let's do that.
Why didn't? Damn, who team you on? Now, in today's,
do you see how far this man faded away into the corner?
All I'm saying, bro, all I'm saying in today's NBA, that's a foul. That's all I'm saying.
If that was a foul, I would shoot about 27 free throws a game.
Well, I do see some Jordan rules sometimes when you go to the hoop, but I mean, that's just between me and you.
So Steph, Will claims that he had on tight pants, and that was one of the reasons. Well, as we looked at that video, you, sir, also had some skinny fashion on as well. So, Will, I do believe that that wasn't an advantage on Steph's side.
Even playing field right there. Yeah, and I had some dress sneakers on. I'm gonna throw that out there too.
I love that he checked his text messages right before he crossed you too. Let me go. Hey, I'm about to cross Will. Let me hit you right back. Steph, you and Will are pretty close. Tell me a little bit about y'all's kind of relationship on and off the golf course, because I know you've served as a friend and a mentor to Will, and you need to be his basketball coach, because that was.
That is my guy, and part of the fun of just him being able to come out to the Bay, and that's how that whole scenario happened last year when I actually was injured there too. By the way, yeah. I had a half working left hand. We ain't gonna throw that detail out. Right. No, but I mean, it's obviously centered around family, centered around golf. You know, with my season and all that, our favorite time of the year in Tahoe, where we actually get to really chop it up. Yeah. You know, every summer up in July up in Lake Tahoe. That's amazing. But it goes way back to the Charlotte days. You know, got some mutual friends that connected us, and now to think, you know, whatever, almost 10 years later, that you know, on this podcast, you know, watching or finding out in different ways to impact the world of golf together, which is some cool things happening in the future. Finally, it's
we're gonna keep the inside joke to ourselves.
It's amazing to know that you got people, you know, real solid people that are trying to impact the world just like you are, and have a story to tell. That's the biggest thing. And so, you know, we're gonna do God's work, and we're gonna do it in hopefully a really meaningful way.
I love it. I do want to. You know, I don't think we can go a whole session without talking about the family, right? And you know, with all the stuff that you're doing, Steph, you know, all the stuff we just went over, and you mentioning 30 years from now, when Riley, Ryan, and Cannon are doing an interview, and the question is asked, tell me about your father. What do you hope they gain from over the years of watching Daddy work?
Ooh, you about to make me get emotional right here, bro.
Yeah, I know. He caught me off guard.
I'm on the road. I'm missing the girls, and my boy Cannon. They're 8, 5, and 2 right now. So we're in that prime stage. But 30 years from now, like, I think there's that kind of idea that, you know, most people won't remember what you told them or like the actual words you said, but they'll remember how they made you feel. And for me, for my kids, you know, 30 years from now, to know that, you know, I gave them confidence, a sense of identity, and a sense of purpose in life, or helped them find their purpose, but demonstrated, you know, that work ethic and the gratitude on a daily basis. That for me would be enough. It's hard to know like what they're gonna go into, what they're going to pursue, what their passion is going to be in life. But I hope me and my wife to be able to support them every step of the way, just like my parents did. And to know that they are no different than the person to the left or to the right. They just been given a unique set of skills by God to live on and to use to their advantage, and they got to figure that out. And so for me, if I give them that confidence and that sense of purpose, then I done my job, and that's all it's about.
Riley's gonna have that confidence because let me tell you a quick story, Doug, about Riley. So I get to the house. So Steph has a thing where he just leaves you, like you get to the crib and you'll just be left in the crib, bro. I don't know how to turn on TV. I think one time I was in a room for like 45 minutes, not know how to turn on TV. You know how I am with technology, right?
All you had to say was Alexa.
So Riley and Ryan, they the best 1-2 tandem as kids. So I get into the house and I open up the door, and Riley says, "What are you doing here? Are you here to see my daughter?" And then Ryan says, "Riley, that's not nice. When are you leaving?" is the question. So when it's talking about confidence and make you feel, I have no doubt that Ryan and Riley would make somebody feel something. So
100%, 100%. That is exactly them to a T right there.
Well, Mr. Curry, it is Masters Week. One of my favorite golf weeks of the year. Have you played Augusta? And if not, when you gonna do it?
I have. So that's one of my favorite stories.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, no, it's back in 2015 after we won our first championship. Our head coach, he knew somebody at Augusta, and he, I guess, talked to them before the playoff run. And myself and Andre Iguodala, the two biggest golfers on the team at the time, we didn't need any extra motivation because we were chasing the ring. But coach got to us and said, "Hey guys, if we win this championship, we can go. I think we got an invite. We can go celebrate at Augusta." Hey, we like, what? Let alone this man Andre went to go get a Finals MVP to go get it. This man was like, "I'm going to Augusta." I'm going to Augusta. So it's funny too that you'll watch the clip of us celebrating right after we won the championship. I got the ball, I throw it up in the air. That was the first mistake because you got to keep the ball when you win a championship. That was dumb on me. But he's chasing the ball around, he catches it, then he runs at me, and we start jumping up and down. But there's no mic or anything. You gotta read his lips. He's jumping up and down. He's like, yeah, we're going to Augusta. In the middle of the court. So long story short, a couple months later, we finally got to go. So I did play it. It is unbelievable. I mean, obviously, as you go into the grounds, it's wild because you know every hole already. You've seen it over and over and over again. But the undulation, the topography, all that stuff, it's just. It's heaven, man. So it's a pretty cool story. Our first time to get there.
I can't wait until we go, man. I just can't wait. I haven't had the experience. I can't wait till we see how I'm getting French. We go.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
You got we on them. All right, Steph. So who's your Masters pick? I know you're a golf fan. We know you love the game. We know you know the X's and O's and the players on the tour. Who is your 2021 Masters pick?
Oh man.
I know.
I've been thinking about it. It's tough. I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and to be honest, I like what Jordan Spieth is doing right now.
He's coming back.
He's playing well enough, be in contention every week. He hasn't won yet, but he's saving that for Augusta. And when you get him with confidence at that course, exercise all them demons of the past. I like it. I like it a lot. He's, we'll see what he does in Texas this week, and then carry that to Augusta. I like where he's at right now. So, my first pick was to see if Rory get the Grand Slam of all four majors. That would be a cool story as well. But Jordan's playing well enough. I think he's got a legit serious chance to get it done.
How they say it, Will? He's been trending. Jordan.
Trending in the right direction.
Trending.
It started here at the Waste Management, man. He played some good golf, saw his name on the leaderboard. Now he's starting to climb. Last week had a great week. So I don't know, man. Jordan's Steph, we here for the record.
Mm-hmm.
Will and I are rarely here, but you and I,
Yeah.
I'm going Jordan Spieth too. Will, who you going with?
I think, man, I want Tony just to prevail, like Tony Finau. I mean,
That's a pass. You picking
prevail.
with the heart right now. You picking with the heart.
I am. That's my problem. Steph, you know I put my heart on my sleeve and I get burned a lot. I do, So, but yeah, I'm going with Tony. Dark horse, maybe Billy Horschel because he's kind of got some momentum going in. But one thing it's so funny about Steph, Dougie, is that Steph knows his stats. Like he knows what's going on the PGA Tour. Because I can't remember the guy, but last year I said we were in the office and I said such and such won last week. Steph done rattled off his stats, where he's from. I was like, damn. Let me Google that because I don't know if you're right. So, but yeah. So I'm kind of with Steph on his pick as well with Spieth.
Golf geek squad over here. Trust that.
Well, look, Steph, as we get you out of here, we know you're in the middle of the season and traveling, and we appreciate you taking the time here on Beyond the Fairway. I got to know, you going to take 4 rappers to the golf course, dead or alive? I want to know who you going with, who you pull up to the course with. They don't have to play golf. I just want to know whose vibe is right in the game for you to go play golf with, dead or alive, that you taking with you, man. Who's going to beat?
My list is all over the place. That's partly how my brain works. So we're going to go first and foremost, Lupe Fiasco. That's my favorite rapper.
Kick push.
Wow, Chicago the guy. Ooh,
Yeah. I know. You didn't see that one coming. I'm taking him. I'm taking J. Cole.
My boy.
Absolutely. I'm taking Lil Baby right now. I like Lil Baby right now. I like what he's doing.
Only because he's Charlotte, right?
No,
okay.
Lil Baby, not the Baby. Yeah.
Okay, Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many babies in games.
The Baby was an honorable mention for sure because of the Charlotte connection. I know.
Yes,
I know that
absolutely.
goes way back. Yeah, but Lil Baby, and then I'm taking Rhapsody, going back to Carolina.
That one I didn't see coming.
That's my guy right there.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna give the Baby. We're gonna give the Baby honorable mention. Can we?
Yes, sir.
Give him,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give the Baby honorable mention. There it is. Rap foursome right here on Beyond the Fairway. Steph Curry. Will, I don't have much left for Steph, man. I know he's on the road. I know you probably gonna hit some balls somewhere today. You might just make some air swings there in the hotel.
Facts.
We're gonna let you get your mirror.
I'm
work
not trying not to break. I broke a table in DC a couple years ago. Practice swinging in the hotel room. They still haven't sent the bill. I'm waiting on that. But
Right.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm definitely gonna get some air swings. Good swing thoughts in here.
There you go.
All right, and when y'all come to Phoenix for Patrick Peterson's Ryder Cup, holla at your boys.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, there you have it, Mr. Steph Curry. Thank you so much for going Beyond the Fairway with Will Lowry and myself, man. Hey, it's all love. We appreciate you. And you know what? Will's talking smack. When soon as you get off, I know he's going to start the smack talk again. So what I'm going to need, we're going to have to settle this on a course somewhere. You let us know. We'll pull up.
No doubt. He gonna keep saying my driver goes beyond the fairway this way.
This
way.
It goes that way. It goes left and right at the same. The only ball sometimes goes left and right at the same time, which is.
Hey, yo, big shouts out to Stephen Curry, Steph Wardell. We gonna call, you know what? Hey, big shout out to Wardell Curry the second for coming in here and going Beyond the Fairway. Hey, look, what y'all don't know is we got to catch up with Steph. Actually, last week this episode was pre-recorded. He actually had just walked off the court and was like, "Yo, let's chop it up, do a little golf talk." So, funny thing, Will, Jordan Spieth wins. I don't know if Steph picks Jordan Spieth if he knew he was winning the Valero.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later because I mean, you just kind of exposed it. That's about to be my shank of the week, Jordan Spieth. But we'll go into later while we're talking about that.
Oh,
but yeah,
a little foreshadowing here.
Yeah, man, you did it right there. But I'm happy about Jordan Spieth and what he did. But you know, only thing about Steph, man, is that I was thinking how cool. Even though we were in our conversation about how do we replicate some of the things that Steph has done with other influencers that are similar on his platform. Just think, Dougie, how dope would it be if? And I'm not saying they have to the magnitude of what Steph did, but you know, Larry Fitzgerald, everybody who loves the game of golf, who loves black golf, people that we talk to on a daily basis about the game. How cool would it be if those guys of influence attach themselves to HBCU? Like
that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope. And I think, I think if anybody needs a guide on how to do that and how to structure it, have the HBCUs give us a call and we can kind of, help them with that vertical.
You can just call me. I am a graduate of an
Yes, you
HBCU.
are.
You know what I'm
True,
saying?
true
Florida
that,
A&M,
true that.
Rattler Nation, what's going on? But it's crazy how events that maybe seem insignificant can be life changing. You go back to Emmanuel, the screening of Emmanuel for Steph being on Howard's campus. Gentleman walks up to him, just starts chopping it up, talking golf, and as we're on the campus of Howard University, a historically black college and university, which is what HBCU means for those that may not know, for him to just talk golf and for Steph to listen, get contact information, man, that melted my heart, man. It was like, yo, you never know when your life can change. And shoot your shot, right? Shoot your shot if you get a chance. Anybody out there listening to this podcast.
Right, I think it's a prime example of that situation is exactly what golf can do. It's cross, like you said all the time. It's building bridges and it's building social capital. If it wasn't for the game of golf, what type of conversation would they have? And that right there led to that young man having a relationship with Steph Curry to making a monumental changing event over there over Howard University.
It's just one of those things, man. Golf does bring us all together, and it brought you and Steph together. So, I'm so glad we got to get with Steph to talk through this tight pants renaissance that y'all was, experiencing on the golf course. Steph even said he had on some church slides. You actually had on some tennis shoes. Were they laced up? Were they not laced up? I don't know. But it was nice to get a little context, and he did give you some credit. He gave you some credit for scoring on him. But Will, more importantly, Will, he chopped you. You got chopped in that episode, in that interview, because he beat you at golf, and you try to build it up like he ain't got no game. So
I don't know, bro. I mean, for the sake of our listeners and us and the love, I don't know if he really beat me, but I will say that to some of the fans that love him, adore him. Okay, he beat me, but I mean. Bro, between me and you, man, he never beat me, man. Never. He's never beaten me. I give the guy lessons, and I beat him with the lessons that I give him with. So
hey, that was a funny part too.
I'm not gonna give anybody a stick to beat me with. Never. So I'm just gonna give him just enough.
Hey, but he did remember that you do your four. Find your four. Like where the hell is this? What is this? What is find your four?
So as I hold my four fingers up, for the listeners, is the fact that I'm a firm believer when it comes to the grip. If just similar to what Steph just said, if 10 being tightest, zeros or loosest, you have to find four. You have to be passive. All unjointed, as my coach James Black would say, all unjointed parts moving together.
Unjointed
you have to be.
Parts.
Yes, that's what he's. I don't know exactly what he means, but that's what he says. So everything has to be passive. Everything has to be in sync. And in order for it to be sync, you have to be at a 4. All the bones working together, all the muscles.
I hear you. And I'm gonna leave that there. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Just leave it there. Just let it.
It's funny. It's crazy. So we talked about picks for the Masters. This is a special Masters edition of Beyond the Fairway. We talked about picks. Does Jon Rahm now come back into the conversation as a Masters contender? I mean, we didn't know if he was going to have the baby, go back a couple weeks to Dell Match Play. He was like, look, don't pick me, man. I'm just out here playing. I'm just here so I don't get fined, right? That's what Jon Rahm's attitude was at the Dell Match Play. But now the baby's out, man, and the bun is out the oven. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Masters Week. Does Rahm play? I don't know. Is he going to play? I hope he does. Is he a pick now, Will?
According to PointsBet, he should be a pick now because on all my rosters, I didn't have John at all because there's no way in the world I was going to run the risk of him leading on Saturday and have to leave. No way. It wasn't worth it, But yeah, now the fact that the bun is out of the oven, he's now you got to think now he's playing for another mouth. So if he's playing for another mouth right now, that may have some inspiration to it in itself. So I might put him as a pick now. The question that we really need to figure out is Dustin Johnson. Can Dustin Johnson be the fourth to ever do a back-to-back?
Look, man, I'm not gonna hate on Dustin Johnson, as we've said before. I'm giving Dustin Johnson a little asterisk on his Masters victory. Not an asterisk because he didn't win a championship, an asterisk because it was played at Thanksgiving time, damn near, right? And it's like, you know what? This is the tightest two of the same events has ever been conducted in a span of time ever.
Is Masters your favorite major of all the four majors?
By far, by far my favorite. It's tradition. Unlike any other. It's a tradition unlike any other.
I mean, look, I agree that it can kickstart.
There's history.
It can kickstart the season. In my opinion, Masters kickstarts the season. The season officially starts.
That's right.
I don't know if it's my favorite major though. I think
what
my favorite
other major is better? What other major?
The Open Championship is better because the Open Championship is like the great equalizer. I mean, shoot. I mean, do you remember in 2009 when Tom Watson almost won? Like you should.
Actually, I do. I do. He missed a 7-footer on the last hole. I do.
Remember. It got to the point to where the press conference was like a funeral. Even he said himself, like a funeral. Hey, I tell you this, Tom Watson, damn near. I was so depressed that he lost. I went out and acquired more debt through MasterCard. I was like, man. I gotta go get some MasterCard at that crazy interest rate because I'm just so depressed.
Look, man.
Even Greg, I think Greg Norman had a run like the year before, like top 3 in 08.
I like playing against the elements, right? I like the wind, the rain, the gray, the ground game. We don't get to play the ground game, but you can't tell me that there's not a more exciting moment than that final group making the turn on Augusta, coming down the stretch on Sunday afternoon, and they get to 12, and the wind is circling, and everybody is just hitting balls in the water, man. I love that. Like Tiger wins a couple years ago. You see Fran, you see Tony Finau and Brooks all splash it. Tiger hits it over the tongue in the middle of the bunker on some gangster stuff because he was like, you know what? I've been here before. Y'all little young bucks, y'all know how to do this. So I have time stamps where I was, who I was with, almost every Masters every year. Like, it's a big deal to me, man.
But when you look at the Masters, you have a set group of people that you expect to be at the top of the leaderboard. When it comes to the Open Championship, you don't know. Like you don't have a John Van de Velde at the Masters. You don't have you don't have that. You don't have that.
Paul Lawrie can't compete at the
right. You don't have that. So I mean, I really think if there was a major that I get to make a wish exemption into, I would do the British Open because I just know I have a chance. Let
me ask you this question: Is the ANA, in your opinion, the ANA Inspiration, is that the same major in the women's game as the Augusta is in the men's game?
I think so. I mean, because you got to think. I'm hoping that the ANA Inspiration, the Champions Robe that is presented after jumping into Poppy's Pond, after the ceremony, can somewhat. I know it's not fair, but if it could somewhat move in that echelon as being the men's version of the green jacket, in a way.
The men's version of the green jacket.
Excuse me, the women's version. Excuse me.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Moving the upper echelon as somewhat being as the women's version of the green jacket. Because I mean, I think that'd be dope. everybody, sitting at the all the women are sitting at the patio. I'm like, how many robes do you have? I have 24 robes, So I think that'd be something that'd be pretty dope. But it's so funny after watching that event. I can't help but think of Amy Alcott and when she started that tradition, and
yeah.
Even you said something to Doug over the weekend that I didn't realize, bro. You said that they moved the pond and put a pool in there, and I didn't notice that until this
years ago.
I didn't notice that until I didn't notice that until this year. So yeah, that was that's I think that's one of the dopest traditions out there in the game right now.
Well, Will, it's my Jim Nance impression. Will, it is that time. It's that time of the week that we all enjoy getting to. Somebody cue it.
It's the second week.
All right, Will, look, this might be mean, and I might hear about this one, right? I'm not in its speculation. I'm just gonna say it is. I don't care. The Augusta National Women's Amateur Championship. We get into the playoff, and Tsubasa Kajitani is playing Amelia Magliaccio. Both hit beautiful tee shots down 18. It's great, but Amelia, Wake Forest, alum. She's not alum. She actually enrolled there right now. I'm going to venture to say this out loud on national podcast media. I believe, young lady, that you shanked the ball to the right side of the 18th green. You hit it right of the bunker. That's a very tough shot. Now, then with all the marbles on the line, Will, you can use the backstop up the backside of the green and bring the ball back. Go 90 degrees right, bring it down the ridge. I don't know. I ain't been there. I'm just saying. But then she left it in the bunker, and my heart, like, it fell out of my chest. So, shank of the week. I hate to do it. It's going to the Demon Deacon for the shank she hit on the second shot in the Anwa event over the weekend. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hear about it. I'm sorry. I'm giving it to you, Amelia. I love you though. You played great, but you shanked it.
Hey, so yes, I that was tough. Given the fact she lives in North Carolina with me, I feel like we have some type of bond. But my shank of the week goes to Jordan Spieth. I know I said that my heart was with Tony Finau, but as far as my pockets, my Venmo, my Cash App, I'm going with Jordan Spieth. I know no player has ever won the week prior to the Masters, and that's why I'm thinking he's detrimental to my livelihood right now. So Jordan Spieth is my shank of the week, and I hope I'm kind of wrong, but I'm mad again.
Hey, that's bold, man. Jordan, you can't win the week before the Masters and go on and win the match. Like, it ain't.
God, man.
It's like he should have just three-putted. Jordan, just three-putt. Let Charlie Hoffman have it, and then just like win next week. Like, it's fine.
It's okay. It's such a cognitive dissonance, man. Like, I'm bittersweet. I'm so bad. Like, I'm happy you won, but I mean, did you have to win right now? I mean, did you have to send to this moment? Couldn't you not wait the week later? But
I know.
I guess you take a W whenever you can take a W.
Hey, and that's what it is. Hey, Will, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for rocking with Will and I here on Beyond the Fairway. You already know what to do, man. Listen, follow, subscribe, share, hit us up, let us know what's happening, man. Hey, look, Masters Week. We're gonna wrap it up next week. Enjoy the Steph Curry interview, and we'll holla at you. Jordan Spieth, don't let me down, dude. Don't do it.
You already hurt my pocket.